Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. I'm cruising again. It's a beautiful day. It is Monday of the public holiday. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. So I'm just moving the boat. I just really do want to just go cruising. I haven't been cruising for so long. I was going to stop up a little bit. I think it's Bridge. Oh God, I can't remember the bridge number now. But there's a little car park there at an Asda. I was going to stop there and get supplies. But my fella's coming up in the next few days anyway with a whole bunch of stuff. So I might just get him to do a grocery shop for me on the way up, and I can just continue on my cruise because it is lovely. After 5 months of winter, or 4 months of winter, or cold conditions. Shit. Well, it won't be boring here. It's good to know, actually. You'll notice on my last video, I put in an end screen about Nick, because I think it's important because a lot of people join me later in the journey, and so I think it's important for people to understand, my motives for getting a boat. And it was a joint decision, and all sorts of things happened. Like Duncan basically got a promotion, I had to move down south, and that happened sort of mid to late 2018. And shortly after that, I bought the boat because we decided then, I wanted to see England. I wanted to travel, see. But unfortunately, our lease in Stockport didn't expire until April. So, and we decided that it would be better if I just resigned from my job and then work on the boat full time, and then get on the boat, clean up Stockport, and then move onto the boat and start traveling. So that happened about April. He moved down south into a share house with like 12 other people, which was pretty gross. And now he's living in his own apartment, but it's a cheapie. It's costs next to nothing really. But because we're not permanent residents, we still need a permanent fixed address. Just to show that we still pay our council tax. We're still here as residents until we become full British citizens. That's not happened for a couple of years anyway, so we still need a fixed address. But that's kind of near Duncan's work anyway, so that makes it really easy. And because he likes living cheaply, frugally, and I've been living frugally on the boat for the past year, we've actually saved an enormous amount of money. So much so, we've basically eradicated all of our UK debt. And most of our Australian debt from relocation fees. So we've got a tiny little bit amount left in Australia, and that's it. And now we've got an asset in the boat. So it's all part of the grand plan to actually get ourselves ahead, rather than I wasn't really happy in a house anyway. But to pay for two houses, and because I was still stuck up north, we still had a lease in Stockport, we're kind of stuck. So it just kind of made sense that I just quit my job and then just work on the boat full time, which I did for 6 months, and then move on to it, and then start traveling. And then I was allocated a small budget of £200 a month, just to pay for all the basic necessities. 18 months later, we're in a very strong position. And I've made a lot of sacrifices. Don't forget, it's very easy to people for criticise me, and this is in relation to the trolls, but it's relevant to everybody. It's very easy to criticise when you don't know the full picture, So that's my background, So I've been living in England for over 4 years now, actually. It is 4 years, 4 years in April. And for the most part, I've been working. First job I ever had was working for frames.co.uk. You've probably heard of them. If you've ordered a picture frame from them, you'll know who I'm talking about. Worked in their workshop for a few months, and then in marketing customer service. That was my first job that I had. That was brilliant. Really loved that, especially the workshop bit, making frames. That was awesome. But I didn't really settle. It was kind of. It took me a good 6 months just to kind of acclimatise. Because. And when we left Sydney, it was 25 degrees and humid. And we got to Manchester, it was freaking -1 or -2 or something. So, it took me a while to adjust. It did. But then, look, things happened. Duncan's been working really, really hard, and and then obviously he got more success when he got a promotion, he got a pay rise, and then we just figured, well, it was just, that's when we thought, well, it's just easier if we just have one income. It's going to be expensive for a while, but then in the past, 12 to 18 months, we've completely turned our financial situation around. And that's thanks to the boat. Now, if we bought a narrowboat, it might have been a little bit of a different story, because narrowboats require a hell of a lot more maintenance. When things go wrong, it can often cost thousands, not hundreds of pounds to fix. And the other thing is we wanted a place for the cats, because unbelievably you can't get a rental in this country for pets. It's just ludicrous, actually. Anyway, we did find a few places, obviously, but that was another factor in getting a boat. We wanted somewhere for the cats to live. We weren't answerable to landlords and having to pay deposits and all that kind of shit. Anyway, so that was another reason we got the boat. And honestly, best decision I made for them, because they're the happiest they've ever been. So by making a lot of sacrifices, like I said in the in my About Me sort of video, it's not for everybody boating, but if you are prepared to make a few sacrifices, you can potentially save a lot of money. We saved thousands and thousands of pounds by doing what we did. Okay, we've been apart for most of the year, but we had a goal in mind of what we wanted to achieve, and we've achieved it together, even though we've been apart. So, people criticise me for cruising around the canals, while my partner's working. Well, that's what we agreed. He's quite happy. He's flat chat following. He's worked in healthcare, so of course with all this virus shit at the moment, he's flat chat. I mean, what we're hoping to, and now that we're saving, this is my point. Now that we're saving all that money, we can now save up to buy a narrowboat, and then hopefully, when we get our British passports, then we won't have to worry about having a fixed address. And then he can potentially move on to the narrowboat. Given the type of work that he's in, he can actually work remotely. So it actually would work in our interest to actually live. And, I can just set him up an office. If I've got a 45, 50 foot narrowboat, I can set him up an office on the narrowboat. Done. So, that's the kind of the grand plan now, It's just, I think we are financially ahead now, but it's time to take the next step and upgrade the boat and upgrade our living situation, because it's been poking around a shitty little flat for the best part of the year, and before that living in a share house with umpteen other people. So I have to wear sunglasses now. It's getting a bit bright. Just see where I'm going. Oh, I must admit, the great thing about having such a wide canal is you got loads of space. And same with the locks as well. At least I know I won't get stuck in locks ever again. Well, at least when I'm not on the wider canals. So that's kind of it. Hope that explains a bit for you. It's been tough not being able to see Duncan as often as we intended. We intended to both live on the boat, but there's just no way, not in this boat. It's designed for one people. I have heard of people, you know, in fact, the guy that I bought the boat off, he lives on a Norman something or other. Norman, I think it's a Norman 23, actually. Him and his girlfriend and 4 dogs. How the hell he does that, I'd never know. But anyway. Real young bloke too, like 20, 21. It's a bit rare to see that sort of thing. He's got a degree in marine engineering, I think. Yeah, it's great to see. That's what I like about you know, watching some of the, you know, seeing a lot of more sort of younger people around the canals and stuff. Robbie Cumming, like, you know, he's in his 30s, like mid 30s, I think. So it's really lovely to see the younger generation, you know, appreciate and cherish our canals, cherish the British canals, you know. It's awesome. It's gonna be a warm one today. Already is, and it's only 8:30. Which is great, which means I'll be able to have a cold shower later. Oh, oh, and I've just bought a 12-volt pump. But I think it's submersible. You put it in the bucket of water and it pumps water. I don't know if it's rechargeable or 12 volt, I can't remember. But basically I'll be able to stick it in my bucket, in my 30-litre bucket. If I get some like river water, not canal water, river water or fresh water, then I'll be able to have lovely cold showers, long cold showers over summer. Speaking of 12 volt, that's the other thing I'm getting shortly as well. It's finally taking the plunge. My mate Charlie in Texas is giving me a hand. He's an electronics engineer, so he's giving me a hand with all the tutorials and diagrams and stuff like that, and showing me how it's all done. So I'll have expert advice on hand to install it all, but it looks relatively simple. I just really got to I've changed the cabling on the solar because it's really thin wire, you know. It's not as efficient. The whole system's just very inefficient at the moment. And the 2 portable batteries, yeah, totally outweighed. They've totally what's the word I'm trying to say? I can't remember now. Mental block. Yeah, so I'm getting a proper 12 volt system. I'm getting 2 130 amp hour lead carbon batteries, so that'll be kind of interesting to see how they perform. They're apparently as good as lithium without the price tag, and in some cases they're better because they have a higher temperature operating range than lithiums do. So yeah, very interested to see how they go. But I'm getting as well as that, a proper solar controller, a 2,500 watt pure sine wave inverter, which means I'll be able to run everything. I will have to switch my generator on just to vacuum. I can just plug it in and away we go, you know. And I've got a fridge as well, absorption fridge. So it'll be plugged directly into the batteries, and just continuously run all the time. I'll have one of those little switch panels as well, so I'll be able to switch things on and off. So eventually I'll be able to rig up my horn, my light, all those sort of things. Navigation lights if I want to get them, cabin lights, whatever else I need, you know. Oh yeah, just got to show you this. To those of you who say I can't use the tow path to put a tent up, Well, you're not supposed to be using the towpath for any other means. Look, there's someone building a boat on the towpath. So this goes out to all those trolls out there who say I can't put a tent up or use the path for my personal use, you know? Everyone else does it. That's where I get my information from. Most other boaters, they're more experienced than I am. You know, some of these boaters have been living on their boats for 10, 15, 20, some longer, 30, 40 years, you know. Oh, it's a bit bright. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just getting reflection off the solar panel now as well. So I'm just gonna put my sunnies back on. Oh, wow. This, actually, Saturday was actually the day that the continuous cruiser rule kicked back in. So I've got to move the boat, you know, at some point anyway. Not technically until the 6th of June, but yeah, sorry, I find wearing sunglasses doing vlogs quite rude. It's just my thing. Would you believe we're actually coming over a modern aqueduct now? I'll just spin it around so you can see. Wow, just thinking, you know, when I say modern, I'm sure it was here before the road was, to be fair. It just looks a bit, it just done it up, I think, you know. Alright, back to me. If you are in England today, get out and about, it's beautiful. Get out, get down to the towpath. Get into a park. Crikey, it's, oh, I can't believe how beautiful Milton Keynes is. I mean, I haven't been right into the city area, but there's so many parks and, oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Didn't expect this at all. So I'm just playing around with I've got a little stand on my new camera case. I'm just trying to see if I can work out just how to place it so you can get more countryside views instead of my bloody open face. Yeah, I still need to get another freaking tripod for my phone. I get through them. I've gone like through about 3 of them now. I can just keep on breaking. Useless freaking things. They're good, but they don't last. Anyway. Just trying to, there we go, You can see it on an angle. There we go. Morning. Yeah, look at the apartments next to me and I'm going, can't do it anymore. So I can't trade this in for that. Are you mad? The only thing that would do that for me is if I bought like some kind of an old cottage or something, or church or something like that, and worked on it as a housing project, and then, you know, made it into an Airbnb kind of sort of thing, sort of keep me busy. I do like projects. I like, you know, they help keep my anxiety at bay and keep me active. That's why I think it's important in winter to keep active as well. And I did, you know, I went out and collected firewood all the time, you know. And like I said the other day, you know, I went for a big bike ride. That, you know, exercise really helps. It's when you, and I've done this so often in the past, you know, when you have panic attacks, you can kind of get overwhelmed, you know, with it all. Instead of just, and often that can happen when you're inside and you just sort of stew on things, and best thing to do is to get out, get some fresh air, get some sun, get some exercise, and that's what I did. Just have a break from it all. And I still continue to do that. I have read the messages, thank you. The comments on the last vlog. But, you know, I've got rid of the app. I've got rid of YouTube Studio, the app. So I'm not tempted to just press it and have a look. And I give a stuff about stats anyway, you know. In fact, I was looking at this morning. I was talking about the About Me video before. I was going through some of my older videos. I was just thinking, you know, I've made over 300 of them. And it's going to be unreal to look at this back, you know, in a few years' time, when I've made, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 videos, and I can just watch them all, look at all the history of where I started and the issues I had. You know, I'll look back at this time in a year or so, and I'll probably laugh, you know. Okay, oh, Nicholas, what were you so bloody uptight for? You know, what were you so worried for? Anyway, guys, I think I'll do it for now. Hope you all have a wonderful day. As I said, get out, enjoy the sunshine. Just remember to social distance. God, it's going to be with us for the next however long, isn't it? Anyway, over and out from me. See you later, guys.